Distributors of snacks and sugary drinks are now present in every corner of the city. At the station, at the airport, but also in shopping centers, workplaces, schools, and even gyms and hospitals. The growing consumption of sugars has become a global public health problem, so much so that some countries have decided to introduce a tax on drinks with a high sugar content to discourage their purchase. When we talk about sugar consumption, we generally refer to what is added to foods or beverages during production process or directly by the consumer. Sucrose, commonly known as table sugar, is widely used in products of the confectionery industry, such as cakes, biscuits, snacks, and candies, but also in carbonated drinks and fruit juices, as well as in sauces, ready-made sauces, canned meat, and in many other packaged foods. A diet high in sugar is associated with an increased risk of obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and numerous cardiovascular diseases. What are the effects on the body of a diet high in sugar? What are the benefits you get if you reduce your sugar consumption? Let's go see them. Excessive intake of added sugars can cause glycation, a natural chemical reaction that occurs when sugar levels in the bloodstream exceed what our insulin can handle. This forms a series of chemical compounds called advanced glycation end products, which accumulate in the body, promote oxidative stress, and a state of inflammation. Glycation alters the structure and function of collagen and elastin, two fundamental proteins that make the skin young and elastic. This is because once the two proteins are bound to the sugars, they become weaker, favoring skin aging and therefore the appearance of wrinkles. Reducing sugar intake, therefore, improves the appearance of your skin, making it more elastic and glowing. Not only that, by decreasing insulin levels, the excessive production of sebum is also reduced, a mixture of lipids that is produced by the sebaceous glands, located on almost the entire skin surface. The pores will be rid of the excess sebum that clogged them, and that gave the skin a dull complexion and a shiny and oily appearance. The nutrients preferred by the bacteria present in the oral cavity are sugars, which are used and transformed into lactic acid, a waste product responsible for the erosion of the dental enamel and therefore for the onset of caries. A low-sugar diet reduces the substrate for bacterial growth on your teeth and therefore the likelihood of caries. However, it is important to always have correct oral hygiene, which involves brushing your teeth with a toothbrush and toothpaste after each meal, using dental floss every day, and going to the dentist every 6/12 months for tartar removal. Following the result of some studies, it has been discovered that excessive consumption of sugars in the long run favors the accumulation of fat around the heart and other organs. According to some more recent research, the role of sugars could be even greater than that of saturated fats in increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease, as they are associated with an increase in cholesterol and triglyceride levels. Introducing less sugar into your diet, therefore, means lowering the level of triglycerides in the blood, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. It will consequently improve the health of your heart and reduce the risk of developing cardiovascular disease, the leading cause of death in the world, responsible for 18 million deaths each year. Consuming too much sugar alters the production of leptin, a protein hormone secreted by fat cells, which is involved in regulating appetite. In order to carry out its task, leptin communicates to the receptors present in the hypothalamus the level of the body's energy reserves and therefore the sense of satiety. Foods rich in sugar rapidly increase blood glucose levels, thus favoring the onset of hyperglycemia. However, once the glycemic peak is over, you will feel the need to eat again, as well as an immediate drop in energy that will make you feel tired and fatigued. By reducing your sugar consumption, you will avoid these continuous and sudden changes in blood sugar levels, and the appetite regulation system will work properly again, making you feel less desire to consume sugary foods or drinks. You will also feel more energetic and focused in carrying out your daily activities, as well as notice an improvement in your physical and mental performance. The sugars consumed in excess are not used to obtain energy, but stored in the liver and muscles in the form of glycogen, the main reserve source of glucose. However, if glycogen stores are full, glucose is converted into triglycerides and then stored as fatty acids in adipose tissue. The result will be weight gain. By reducing the consumption of sugars in your daily diet, you will reduce the number of calories introduced, which, if they are lower than your daily calorie requirement, you will lose weight and your metabolism will start to work more efficiently. Experts remind that keeping body weight under control is essential in the prevention of various pathologies affecting the metabolic and cardiovascular systems. Under normal conditions, our immune system is activated when it recognizes something foreign in our body and can trigger a process called inflammation, an important defense mechanism of the body, essential for the healing process. Studies have found that consuming too much added sugar over a long period of time causes a state of chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body. Reducing its consumption means decreasing the levels of some inflammatory markers, such as C-reactive protein, and consequently the associated risk of developing some adverse health conditions, such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, depression, and some types of cancer. More and more studies show a correlation between excessive sugar consumption and a worsening of the intestinal microbiota. The balance of bacteria in the gut is severely disturbed, destroying the good ones and allowing the bad ones to proliferate. This leads to an intestinal imbalance that favors the onset of inflammatory bowel diseases, such as Crohn's disease and colitis, as well as an alteration of intestinal permeability, a condition in which toxins and pathogens present in the bloodstream manage to overcome the damaged intestinal barrier and thus circulate freely in the body. Reducing sugar consumption helps restore intestinal balance as the presence of good bacteria increases and that of bad bacteria decreases. Thus, it improves the intestinal microbiota and digestion, reducing abdominal swelling and those annoying symptoms due to digestive problems. A diet high in sugar can increase the risk of developing non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a liver disease characterized by excessive accumulation of fat in the organ, which, as the name suggests, is not due to alcohol consumption. Reducing your intake of added sugars improves liver function and promotes liver health by reducing excess fat that has accumulated around the liver. Remember that the liver is an extraordinary organ, the only one in the body capable of regenerating and repairing itself when it has the opportunity. This happens thanks to some specific hepatocytes present in a certain area of the liver, which have the ability to produce new cells in case of tissue damage. Contrary to what one might think, eating too much sugar negatively affects your mood. They immediately give you a feeling of happiness and well-being, but once the glycemic peak is over, you'll start to feel tired and irritated. People who have mood disorders are tempted to consume sugary foods to improve their emotional state, but end up in a vicious cycle that worsens their mood. In fact, sugars act on you like a sort of drug, triggering the production of dopamine, a neurotransmitter that plays a fundamental role in the reward system. Reducing sugar consumption will therefore improve your mood and your mental health in general, restoring a right emotional and mental balance, as well as reducing anxiety symptoms. According to a study by the Catholic University of Rome, excessive sugar consumption sends brain cells into a tailspin, reducing the ability of neural stem cells to reproduce. This causes a degeneration of learning and memory processes and a decrease in efficacy of the brain damage repair system. An excess of sugar would therefore burn up the cellular reserves that the brain needs to produce new neurons. The result is less neural regeneration, with a consequent negative impact on cognition. We know that the brain needs glucose in order to perform all its tasks well. But when the levels get too high, you can experience what is called mental fog. It is a condition characterized by mental confusion, difficulty concentrating, and memory problems. Reducing your sugar intake will improve your cognitive function, making you feel more active and focused on doing your tasks throughout the day. According to some studies, it also improves memory and slows down cognitive decline, that is, the deterioration of intellectual abilities, which manifest themselves with difficulties in memory, language, thought, or judgment. The World Health Organization recommends limiting the consumption of added sugars below 10% of the daily energy requirement. For additional health benefits, it recommends consuming less than 5% of your total energy intake. Therefore, if we consider a 2,000-calorie diet, we should not exceed 25/50 grams of sugar per day, depending on the percentage to which we refer. Experts, therefore, do not say to completely ban sweets and sugary foods from the diet, but simply take them with awareness, and within a healthy and balanced diet, also combined with constant physical activity and a healthy lifestyle. Sometimes eating a nice slice of dessert satisfies the palate and above all the mind, thus making a diet sustainable in the long run.